Good morning, students. Welcome back in chemistry online class. Today I'm going to deal topic energy change in chemical reactions from the chapter physical and chemical changes. So we'll try to understand during reactions, is energy required or energy produced? So as we know that in chemical reactions, energy may involved or energy may released while the formation of products. The energy can be in the form of light or heat or sound or electricity. We know that these are the forms of energy. Heat is the form of energy, light is the form of energy, electricity is the form of energy, sound is a form of energy. There are many kinds of form of energy you have studied in physics. So during the reactions, it may require heat energy to complete the reaction, or after the reaction some energy can also be released. So here I am going to deal what kind of reaction where energy is involved and where energy is released. Every substance has fixed amount of stored energy which is in the form of potential energy, and that is referred as its chemical energy. A reaction or a chemical reaction involves the breaking of the chemical bonds between atoms, resulting in the absorption in the energy in the form of heat. And simultaneously the types of energy are simultaneously formation of bonds with release of energy. Therefore, in chemical reaction, energy either absorbed or released. Depending upon the energy released or absorbed, chemical change or chemical reactions are classified into two categories. The first is exothermic reaction and second is endothermic reaction. First is exothermic reaction and second is endothermic reaction. We'll deal one by one. I'm going to explain one by one what is exothermic reaction and what is endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction, a reaction in which heat, which is a form of energy, is given out or released, is called exothermic reaction. Once again, exothermic reaction is a chemical reaction in which heat is released or heat is given out, heat is produced, and that is called exothermic reaction. And because of that, temperature may rise. We'll see example and then we'll understand in the better way. As we know that carbon, it is the form of coal. Form of coal when it burns in oxygen. When carbon means koila, when burns in oxygen, it releases carbon dioxide as well as it gives heat energy. You know that for cooking we use coal and carbon in the Still in the villages they are using coal for making food, or in the many factories, even the in a railway they are using coal to produce heat energy to run the rail. And many factories also they use coal. You know that Jharkhand is a good source of coal. uh, so in this reaction you can see that this is the sign of heat. This triangle is the sign of heat. It says that when a reaction takes place between carbon and oxygen, which is a gas, carbon is a solid, it produces carbon dioxide as well as it released energy in the form of heat. So this reaction is said to be exothermic reaction. We'll take more example. As we know that for the painting or for the coloring of our wall of the houses, we use white powder, and that is called quicklime. When water is added to quicklime, CaO, it produces lots of heat in the form of vapor. You have seen that before. The painting or coloring of the wall of the house, workers put water in powder of calcium oxide, that is quicklime. Then some vapors is seen, and that is the form of heat. So when H2O is added to quicklime, its name is quicklime, it gives CaOH whole twice. Its name is calcium hydroxide, as well as it produces heat. So in this reaction you can see that heat is produced. So this reaction is said to be exothermic reaction. There are many more reactions. One more I am going to take. When nitrogen react with hydrogen, both are gas. When they react, and this is a reversible reaction, when they react, produces ammonia gas. And this formation of ammonia is done by Haber's. Haber is a scientist. Haber's process, he has given this method, that's why its name is called Haber's process of ammonia. So for this preparation of ammonia, there are a few conditions are required, and the conditions are, the first condition, temperature should be 450 degrees Celsius to 450 degree to 500 degree Celsius. Second condition is there should be catalyst, and catalyst should be finely divided iron, as well as their need promoter, and that will be molybdenum, MO, as well as one more condition is required, that is pressure, and pressure should be above 200 atm. To complete this equation or reaction, these conditions are necessary. So question can come, what are the conditions for the Haber's process for the preparation of ammonia? Answer will be pressure above 200 atm, temperature 450 to 500 degrees Celsius, catalyst finely divided iron, and one more is promoter, and that is molybdenum. In this reaction, energy is required, as well as during this reaction heat is also produced. So this reaction is said to be exothermic reaction. So I hope you are clear with these reactions. Exothermic reaction. Now there are many more reactions, as for example rusting, respiration, burning of coal, burning of petrol, burning of kerosene. These are the examples of exothermic reactions. Now we'll move on to the next, that is endothermic reaction. We'll try to understand what is endothermic reaction. A reaction in which, just opposite of exothermic reaction. In exothermic, heat is released. So in endothermic, heat is required. So a reaction in which heat is required or heat is absorbed, that reaction is said to be endothermic reaction. And when it happens, the temperature of that place will decrease. Okay, so must remember, when exothermic reaction takes place, their temperature will rise, and if endothermic reaction takes place, temperature will fall. Exothermic, temperature increase; endothermic, temperature falls wherever the reactions takes place. Now we'll see the example of endothermic reaction. When carbon react with sulfur, let's stand for sulfur, both are solid. When carbon react with sulfur, for this reaction heat is required. Without providing heat, this reaction will not take place. And after the reaction, the product will be carbon disulfide. Carbon disulfide. So as you can see that for this reaction to complete, heat is required. This is what this reaction is said to be endothermic reaction. You can balance it by multiplying here 2. More example you can take. When nitrogen react with oxygen, both are gases. This reaction takes place at high temperature. It is approx 3000 degrees Celsius. When this reaction takes place, this much heat is required to complete the reaction. And after the reaction, nitric oxide will be as a product. Nitric oxide, and this is also gas. So you can see that heat is required. So this reaction is also an example of endothermic reaction. There are many more examples. One more I am going to take. When calcium carbonate is heated, this is solid. When calcium carbonate is heated means we are providing heat. It is required heat for the reaction. So after providing heat, this calcium carbonate will change into calcium oxide, which is solid, as well as release carbon dioxide gas. And carbon dioxide, its characteristic is it turns lime water milky. It turns lime water milky and has no effect on acidified K2Cr2O7 solution. Remember, this is the characteristic of carbon dioxide gas. So I hope you are clear with these examples. Endothermic reaction. There are more two types of reaction. That is, first is photochemical reaction. So we'll try to understand what is photochemical reaction. Photo, in word it is clear. Photon, we get energy from sun. That is called light energy. So a reaction that occurs with absorption of light energy, that reaction is said to be photochemical reaction. Examples, you know very well, you know that photosynthesis takes place in the presence of chlorophyll, sunlight when carbon dioxide react with water. So you can write the definition also. What is the photosynthesis? A process in which carbon dioxide and water react in the presence of chlorophyll, or it takes place in green plant. That's why we are using here chlorophyll. And in the presence of sunlight, glucose is formed. Glucose is the form of energy as well as released oxygen gas, and that we are inhaling. There is one more type of reaction, that is electrochemical reaction. Again, in the word it is clear that we are using electricity, electrical. So a reaction which takes place by the absorption of electrical energy, electricity, that reaction is said to be electrochemical reaction. Example, you know the very familiar with the common example, very common example, when H2O is electrolyzed, means when electricity is passed, it gives H2 plus O2, and this reaction is reversible. So this is the best example of electrochemical reaction, where H2O gives H2 gas plus O2 gas. So I hope I am clear with these all topics. So once again I am going to recall the topics. We are discussing energy change in chemical reaction. So we know that during reactions the bonds of reactants break and forming a new bond in the products. And during this or breaking a bond or formation of bond, energy either required or energy released. And according to that, reactions are categorized into two categories, exothermic and endothermic. I have given examples for the respective reactions, as well as two more reactions we discussed, that is photochemical reactions as well as electrochemical reaction. So I am going to end this class here with these all topic. You must like and subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.